Hi everyone, I'm Chris.
And this is Milton from Sports Truth.
The truth will set you free.
Exactly. And we also, well, he's a regular now.
Now he's a regular.
Yeah, he's
The Gooch.
Matt Gucciani.
Yes.
Yeah, the Gooch is in the building to stay.
All right, we're going to start off with our 5 hot topics, the sports topics. First, let's start off with the red hot Padres. They must have done well because I haven't mentioned them in the last couple weeks, so I never jinxed them. But 7-0, 2 sweeps, especially against the Dodgers, which I would think counts for even more. You know,
It's a double sweep. Yeah, it's a triple now.
Yeah, I
it
mean,
is.
psychologically, it counts somewhere.
And you know, have you been on Twitter at all and noticed?
No,
Like all the
no.
Dodger fans do the whole thing.
Salty,
All they keep talking about is, listen, man, it doesn't make a difference even if we get swept because it's June. Let's just see if the Padres can show up in September. Like they're any
so
way they
mad.
can deflect.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I remember,
Personally, they're all important.
Yeah.
I remember you saying after they had that 6-4 win against the Reds that they were going to go on a run.
Yeah, they woke up.
I did. We're going to talk about that because we didn't talk about that last week.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
that
And-
started it all.
I know you posted it,
Yeah.
but the other thing, happy belated
With
Father's Day, to all you
dropped the
fathers
ball.
out there. We completely dropped the ball
Oh,
last week.
man.
Hope you had an amazing weekend with
Yeah.
your families.
Come on, Milton.
And also to all the mothers out there that are pulling double duty, we appreciate you too.
We do. Yeah. Come on, Milton.
Sorry. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm always watching Padres games because at Costco it's always on the break room, even if there's the big big NBA playoff games. You know, I dare not change the channel because the Padres fans will eat me up alive.
They'll tear you.
Yeah,
apart.
but you know, I was watching it the other day, and then Tatis hit a home run, and Machado, and I started looking
Yeah.
at the lineup, and I was like, man, with this lineup, there's a lot of players that have home runs. You know, I mean, Tatis has like 22,
Yeah, he
and then
does.
there was a
Tied
couple
for the
other
most.
players like Manny Machado had 11, and then do you know some of the other players?
Cronenworth.
Yes.
Cronenworth has been on fire.
Yes.
And those are the guys that are important.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
So your superstars got to carry.
Yes.
But when you start getting the second tier guys, not that they're not important, but when you get the Cronenworths and the Myers and who else?
I'm trying to remember.
Fam. When you get
Yeah,
those,
they get
when
home
you get
runs,
those
yeah.
guys, and you get Kim come in with a pinch hit home run, that's the difference.
Yeah.
So going back to that game, what we talked about after, I said, look, this could be the turning point in that Cincinnati series.
Absolutely.
So they go through, they sweep Cincinnati, right? But in the game, that's like the turning point because they had just come off a horrible
Yes.
losing streak. I mean,
Oh,
they were in a
man.
major
It's a bad
slump.
team.
Yeah.
And in that game, that was the reopening day.
Oh, okay.
So you have like
Didn't know that.
so you have like everybody's there.
Okay, full capacity, right?
Full
man,
capacity.
It's what,
Padres fans.
42,000 or something?
Yeah,
like that?
everybody's there.
Wow.
The Padres, it took them a little bit, like we just
Yeah.
were looking at,
Yeah, they were down.
but
yeah.
they're winning 2-0.
Right.
The place going wild.
Yeah.
2-0 going in the ninth.
Off
No,
a couple home runs, right? To start it
Yeah, off of home runs.
Yeah,
okay.
One of them being Tatis.
Yeah, we just
course.
watched it.
Then Melanchon comes in and pulls a end of his career Trevor Hoffman,
Of course.
and we go and the play's going nuts, and it goes from 2-0
Yeah.
to next thing I blink and it's 4-2
Oh,
Reds,
man.
and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me!
The Grand Slam.
Like, come on, dude, like seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
Like with I'm like, come on, this opening day,
yeah.
everybody's freaking out. This
Reopening,
cannot
yeah.
happen this
And
way.
then
That's true.
And the problem is with him, like he kind of scares me a little bit because
Who scares you?
Melanchon as the closer.
Oh, the closer.
Because
right.
if he doesn't get that first out,
Yeah.
like if he gets a guy on base,
Yeah, it's
then
over.
it completely changes his
Oh,
mindset,
interesting.
and it
Yeah,
becomes a
it
problem.
becomes good. Yeah.
So now they're chasing, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. But then Hosmer gets up and hits, dude, the monster of monster home runs right down the right field line and ties that game up. And the place is about ready to explode. And I'm like, okay, all right, now we got it back even. We got 4-4.
Yeah.
But then Caratini gets up and hits another just bomb in the left field for a walk-off home run. And he's like, look, I'm not even going to even think about letting the pitchers get back in this game to decide it. We're just going to end this right now.
Yeah.
Done deal.
Yeah.
But, Mel, we talked about it, that we might look back and say, okay, that was the turning point.
Yeah.
That game
Yeah.
was a turning point because then it set them. They go on. They sweep the Reds.
Yep.
Then the Dodgers come back in. Because if they would have lost that game, I believe at the time they would have been 7 games back of Cincinnati or
Yeah.
of San Francisco.
Right.
And you just can't. I mean, the way that
Where do they stand now? Now that they've
4.
won.
4
Okay.
games back.
All right.
That's more manageable.
it's more manageable. So and granted, like that slump that they went through, they're going through. I mean, they were playing like, the Cubs and the Mets. I mean, they're
Yeah.
They went through like
there's some good teams there.
a brutal, and that was a
Yeah.
lot of games in a row.
Mhm.
So we still haven't seen from San Francisco that slump yet,
Right.
but it's bound to happen. I mean,
They're going to
every
stop playing
team
the
slumps.
Diamondbacks and
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
good
bound to
teams.
happen. The San Francisco at some point is going to have to go through a slump,
And they'll catch
unless
up.
they're
then
just like
that's when the Padres catch up.
otherworldly.
It's like
And-
golf when you catch up when you're behind.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're just
So
like,
so
"Ha!"
so going into that Dodgers series,
Sweet, man.
that
When
was
was the last time that we swept the Dodgers?
Oh,
I
God.
don't know that. I mean,
Gwynn,
has it
right?
been a while?
Gwynn era? I think it was
It's been a
20 Gwynn.
while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez.
So
I,
that's-
I was surprised that they swept them. I mean,
no, because
that's
they
not
didn't
good.
just. I mean, they went against all their frontline pitchers too.
Yeah, that's their best that they have. So the deflections on Twitter is pretty funny. The salt.
Mhm.
Ah, yes. Let me drink those tears.
I'm a stats guy, so I'm always breaking down numbers. And out of their 7 wins, 5 of the 7 were only by 2 runs. I mean, some of these games are close. I mean, you have
Yeah.
3-2, 3-2, 5-3, 7-5, 6-4. So, I mean, what does that tell you about the Padres, or am I just trying to come up with something that's not there?
No, it just means that look, in the National League, San Francisco Dodgers, Padres, they're going to battle out all. I mean, those
The
are
whole
the clear
season. Yeah.
favorites of the National League.
Yeah.
And they're going to battle constantly. Those games are good.
So one of
God.
those 3 are going to be the representative, most likely.
I think all 3 of them, if they keep going on this course, all 3 are in the playoffs.
Wow,
That's
okay.
crazy. What is this, like the NFC West now?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's very much like the NFC West.
Yeah.
But it's
jeez.
going to come. But what that tells me is one. I mean, we're in June, and even the last time the Dodgers and Padres played, you felt like we were in October. Those
Yeah.
games
It's like
aren't like
playoff
regular
level.
season
Yeah,
games. Those are
sure.
like playoff.
Those are
games.
basically playoff games, and if they're
Yeah.
winning like that, then they're
sure.
a good team. They're
It's
for real.
important to win those close games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that tells me right there
Yeah.
though in those scores,
Mhm.
and the Padres still need to go get some more pitching.
Okay.
Yeah, again, the
Okay.
middle pitchers, right?
I was talking to a listener of ours, a fan of ours, and he was saying that in that 7-game stretch of winning games, that the bullpen actually came through somewhat. Is that
really.
No, I mean the bullpen as a whole, they have the best ERA in all of baseball.
Oh, okay.
Our
I didn't know
bullpen is
that.
the best ERA in
wow.
all of baseball.
Wow.
I know as fans we get kind of picky
Yeah.
when we
Yeah.
see stuff because
Still the
I
best,
my go to is I watch when those relievers come in and if they cough up a home run within 10
You
pitches,
get
I'm
mad.
being-
Yeah,
I'm
every
being
time.
pissed. And when I see, Tingler, if you're listening,
we love
because
you,
should,
but come on,
because
man.
you should be listening. When I see Adams get up in the bullpen, just sit his ass back down. Because they always say that his slider is changing, but his slider's like unhittable.
Yeah.
But the problem is he can't find the plate. Like when I
It goes
see
left or right,
13
yeah.
pitches and he's walking guys, he either
Oh,
hits them or
no.
walks them.
Yeah.
I mean that's great. He's unhittable. It's because he's not even putting it in the strike zone.
Oh my god. It's
Yeah.
okay.
What was
He
I
needs to
gonna
get
say?
better.
Yeah. You know what? I'm a huge fan of the gold chain. I remember I was in the break room and the girls like, "Why do they put the chain on him?" And then somebody else
What?
was trying to explain like, "Okay, it's sort of like a player of the moment or player of the game or
Yeah, you get the gold
inspiration
chain
or whatever it
because-
is." Whatever it is, it's awesome. It's something that the Padres need. The energy's huge. Sellouts.
Yeah.
I have one friend, he's a listener too, and he bought Padres season tickets, and so he's going to a bunch of
Oh my
games.
god.
But then he's also selling a bunch of tickets because it's a red hot. So I mean, he's having some. They say you can't have your cake and eat it too. I think in
Well,
this
he can.
case, he sort of is because he's going to all the
He's
big
getting
games.
seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got tickets right behind home plate
Uh-huh.
Oh man.
for the Nationals game on July 5th.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Which is when they're going to celebrate 4th of July at
Okay.
Petco. So that should be a phenomenal game.
Wow.
But okay, the swag chain. Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
for a second.
yeah, let's talk
Because-
about it before we move on to
Because
the-
again,
yeah.
when you go on Twitter, and I prefer Twitter over Instagram because I guess I'm just old and
Yeah,
I can't figure out
Instagram's for
Instagram
young
pisses
people.
me off.
Yeah.
And Facebook,
sure.
I don't like Facebook.
I
I do most everything. I think sports wise, Twitter is like king. in
Yes,
my
for
opinion.
sure.
Yeah.
So as I watched like Twitter as a whole, and being a diehard Charger fan and part of the diehard Bolt Club,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of Chargers fans that's like half are San Diego based, the other half's LA based.
Okay.
So they all come together as a big family for the Chargers.
Yeah.
But when it's Dodgers Padres, it's like a rumble in the Bronx.
Yeah.
And then I constantly have to remind them, remember, we're all a Charger family. And-
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see in their comments, like a lot of them, they talk a lot of shit about that chain.
Uh-huh.
'Cause that is so cheesy and so dumb. And I'm like, yeah, you say that because you didn't think of it.
Right, for
But
sure.
what I like about this team is they make the game fun.
Yes,
Like,
definitely.
Okay,
And that's hard to do in
and-
baseball.
And if it's
Yes.
yes, it is. It is because baseball
Yeah.
typically, can be very monotonous and boring.
For sure.
So, I mean, I'll be the first one to say, when you're watching a football game, you're like completely into it. You're watching basketball, you're completely into
Yep.
it. When you're watching baseball, you're doing other things while you're watching baseball
Yeah.
because it kind of drags on.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, they can get upset about the swag chain, but the fact that this team is young and they're fun and they just love that. You can tell they love their job. They love going to work every day. I mean, that's an awesome job
Yeah.
to go to work, but they just make it fun. Like, okay, so they come up with some cool stuff. If somebody does like the play of the game and then they all band together. I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the other day when the home plate umpire got hit in the face
Uh-huh.
Oh.
and they had to pull him and they had to put my great cousin in, by the
yeah.
way.
Really?
Okay.
Your
Chris,
great cousin?
Chris Guccione
Really?
came in
Okay.
from his position on the field to go be the backup home plate umpire.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
So while he was doing the whole changeover and putting on
Yeah.
all his gear and stuff, the guys had an impromptu dance party in the bullpen.
Oh yeah, I saw that on
That's
YouTube.
awesome.
They did
Because
the dance off,
everybody's
yeah.
like, "What happened?" Like I had people text me, "What happened? What happened on the field? Why are they having the?
Why are
What
they
are they
dancing?
doing the
Yeah.
duck out? What's
Yeah.
going on with this
Why are they
dance party?"
dancing?
But they find ways to entertain themselves and to entertain the fan. I mean, at the end of the day, it's entertainment.
Is this
Yeah.
all coming from ownership? I mean, he's willing to spend. He treats them well, and it just sort of filters on down.
Yeah, I think
I think so.
when you have Tatis and Machado, they're
Yeah,
like
those two.
Those
together.
two are like the front runners that are just like,
Yeah.
listen, we're one big family, and we're just gonna have fun. It's all about fun. Like we're gonna take care of business, but at the same time, we're gonna have a lot of fun.
What do they need before the trade deadline to make that run?
The middle relief
and
Middle
pitchers,
relief.
right?
I would
Middle
say middle
relief,
relief. I would
please.
continue. I mean,
Yeah,
I
okay.
know that they
Find
say we have the
someone.
best bullpen in baseball.
Uh-huh.
Pomerantz, you saw the other day. They said that he's real close to being able to come back, which will be a huge bump right there.
Yep.
If he's back to 100%. I wouldn't mind getting one more starter. Like if they keep hearing the rumblings that maybe it could be Max Scherzer
Oh, okay. Wow.
Someone good.
or something like that.
That'd be
although
nice.
although that dude is like the target man. Do you see the other day he got pissed off because they checked his glove
Yeah,
and
I
his
did
hat
see
3
that.
times.
I did.
Really?
He pulled down his pants.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
pulled
he's
up
Come
like,
on
dude,
now.
what? And like,
Yeah.
seriously.
I've seen a couple people pull down their pants now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they
they're
checked some
getting-
other
Come on
dude,
now.
and he was
Yeah.
like, "What? Here, this is
Ooh.
what
There
you
you go.
want? You
Yeah.
know, go ahead, check me. You know, like prison style. It's
Do
crazy."
you remember the Miami team in college football, the one with Ray Lewis on it?
Okay. Yes.
Remember, and Ed Reed, I think the swag, right? You remember
Yeah,
the swag?
yeah,
Was it
that-
90s or 80s? I don't remember when that was.
Ed Reed's a beast.
Ed Reed and Ray Lewis's Miami team, was it 90s?
Yeah.
That's
in
what
the
these
90s,
Padres
yeah.
remind me of, is the
Okay.
swag party,
Yeah.
like college level kind of thing, but in the professional.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
for it
crazy,
to be in
yeah.
baseball is great.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I like.
So so moving on to, unless you have anything
Well,
else. To say.
last
Yeah.
comment I'm going to say is
Yeah.
to all those people out there, all the haters.
And who are those haters?
Who are the
they mainly
haters?
Dodgers
Mostly the
fans?
Dodgers.
They're
Dodgers
mainly
fans,
Mostly
yeah, because they got
yeah.
swept. It's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Mostly the Dodgers.
They were swept by the Padres.
And I'm torn, being originally born in LA and being
Yeah.
a diehard Laker fan.
Right.
A lot of my
Torn,
guys,
yeah.
but I've never, ever in my life even thought about or even had an inkling of liking the Dodgers ever. But
No.
so for those guys that try
Yeah, it
and
wasn't
like
your
write
fault
up,
that there was no basketball team here,
Right,
San
exactly.
Diego.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that they try to write off and say, oh, well, that was just May or this is just June.
Yeah.
Like, listen, at the end of the day, a win is a win is a win, and if it's a win against your division,
Yeah, the sweep.
Yeah, it counts
especially
for
somebody
extra.
that you're in a race with,
For playoffs, yeah.
that makes a difference. I don't care when it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I totally agree with that.
And then when we beat them in October, they said, hey, well, it's only October.
Exactly.
All right. Next, we're moving on to Tom Brady. He was on The Shop.
Oh my God, I remember this.
Yes, and then
Can't
he
believe he
said
said
something.
You stayed with that mother effer?
Yeah, basically.
I know
he
who
said,
it was,
yeah,
too.
okay. And so, I mean, there's only a
That's
couple
funny.
teams it could be. It's Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a
Seriously, yeah.
childhood 49ers fan growing
Yep.
up. He was there for the catch. I don't think he would have
Yeah, he was
liked
there for the
anything
catch.
more than to have brought his hometown, which is San Mateo,
Yeah.
San Francisco, all that stuff, a championship. And I just could see Kyle Shanahan being like, nope, it's okay. I mean, you've only won 6 Super Bowls. You're only the greatest
Shanahan
quarterback of
ruined it
all
for you.
time.
Yeah, how do you feel right now, Milton, as a Niner
yeah,
fan? You could have had Tom Brady. Think about that.
disappointed. and you know what? I mean, I think there would have been that Super Bowl hangover that carried, but I think that this year they would be favored to
With Brady, yeah.
with Brady to go ahead and win the Super Bowl, and
Yeah.
there wouldn't be anybody standing in their way.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I honestly think that it's ego-driven. They say that Shanahan is, a genius when it comes to calling plays, and he does, unless it's like the last few minutes of the Super Bowl. But that's a whole
Oh,
other thing.
shush.
Yeah.
You're still
But
salty about that,
I
dude.
am
You
salty
are.
about it.
Come on,
but,
man.
so I think that people that have, like, a genius also have the madness to go along with it. So,
didn't pick Brady.
I just think,
I don't think Brady would have said that mother effort to Drew Brees because Drew Brees is one of the greatest. I don't think he would have said
No,
that. to him.
and
I
some
think it was
people, some
Garoppolo.
people are trying to
It had
say,
be.
Uh-huh.
some people are trying to say that he was talking about the Chargers. I'm like,
No,
What?
Herbert just started. Like what?
I know he did have
How
interest.
is
but,
Herbert
but,
even
but,
doing
wasn't, but it
anything?
wouldn't have been about Herbert.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Because
who was it before Herbert?
Oh.
It was what's his name?
I don't know, but there was
I forgot his name.
The lung puncture.
Yeah,
yeah,
the lung
yeah.
puncture one. What's his
Tyrod
name?
Taylor,
Yeah,
right?
Tyrod
Yeah.
Taylor. Yeah.
But I don't think that he would get. I don't think
No.
Tyrod Taylor moves the needle for him at all.
For
No.
to say a mother effer, like what?
No,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
he.
okay, never mind.
Okay, he's
Probably
100% talking
Garoppolo.
about Garoppolo.
And
has
why
to be
does he
Garoppolo.
use mother effer? Because at one point, Belichick was getting ready to ship out Brady and
Oh, yeah,
stay
for
with
Garoppolo.
Like, you gotta
Wow.
remember- yeah, you gotta
Oh
remember
my
those
God.
guys.
So there's that little
Yeah.
bit of like, really?
The
You
salt,
try to send me
yes.
out, and then I try to go to the place where it's my hometown and push the guy out that tried to push me out.
But
There's
but
all
no.
that going on.
Yeah.
100% because
Yeah.
those
It
guys
has to
shared
be
a
Garoppolo.
quarterback room together.
They did,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
And
Garoppolo.
he was at one time kind of like they were grooming him to be the heir apparent.
Yeah.
Yes.
In New England.
But remember what I texted you, Milton? It's not Garoppolo, it's Garappa no. Garappa nope.
But I'm glad that it all worked out, and I'm glad we have Trey Lance. And,
Yeah, Trey Lance is gonna be much better. Just
yeah.
get rid of Garoppolo.
But I just thought that was funny. I mean, and Tom Brady, I mean, he's finally unleashed. They say that he has
He's gonna get another Super
personality
Bowl,
and
yeah.
he's funny and all
Yeah.
that because he's not under the Belichick
Emperor's
Mhm.
influence.
draconian
Yeah.
ways of don't say anything at the meetings.
Yeah.
Just say it's
Yeah.
for the team. And now-
Genghis Belichick.
I mean,
Yeah,
he-
Genghis Belichick. Emperor
he
Genghis.
runs the Bucks,
Yeah.
and what is it? Bruce
Bruce
Arians has
knows.
no problem with that. He's like, hey,
Win
as
more
long
Super
as you're
Bowls, yeah.
winning games for me, you can do whatever the
Yeah,
hell you
because
want.
Arians wide open too.
Yeah. So here you go, buddy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
great nucleus, great matchup. I mean, it's
Yeah,
the
so
strongest
you
one.
might see the maturation of his personality, kind of like
Yeah,
as much as that, in his early career, I wasn't a big fan of Manning, but you see now that Manning
Oh, yeah.
I mean he got awesome, but as he went on, but as Manning retired, dude's in everything, and dude actually is hilarious.
yeah, and he's got that one cool show on ESPN, right?
Yeah.
Where I forget what it's called.
The
but
quarterback, something like
Yeah, and
that.
his nationwide commercials,
Yeah,
and like
they're pretty funny.
he's
I sort of felt the same way about Manning too. Like
When we went to the
man.
Broncos, it was funnier because
Yeah.
they didn't have,
Yeah, exactly. And I'll give him credit. I mean, he did win 2 Super Bowls with 2 different teams. He
Yeah.
wasn't the reason they won either one of them. One
He was
was
there,
they were playing
though.
the Bears, and the second one it was the Broncos defense. But
Yeah.
that's nitpicking, and
It is
know,
nitpicking.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
We only speak the truth here.
yeah, exactly. You're right.
Sports truth.
hey, truth hurts.
All
Yeah, it
right, we're
does.
moving on to the NBA playoffs.
20 minutes, by the way.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Cool. No problem.
Yeah.
Shorten them.
I think we're seeing some superstars before our eyes. I mean, Trae Young and Devin Booker. I mean,
Do they have to beat them to win? The Bucks have to beat them to win, right?
oh, so
Trae-
far,
Trae Young, yeah.
the Hawks beat them already in Game 1. I
Right.
mean, they're playing with house money. They're not even supposed to be in the Eastern Conference
Oh.
Finals, so that puts all the pressures on the Bucks.
Yep.
I would love to see the Hawks versus the Suns. That would be awesome. It would be because every year we deal with the favorites. It's
Yeah,
the
all the time,
Lakers.
yeah.
It's the Spurs. It's like Celtics type things. People
Yeah,
that have
all
had
the
big
time,
dynasties
yeah.
against some weaker, and so it's.
You want a close one this time, huh?
No, I just
they're
want a
evenly
fun
matched.
one,
Fun and
where you
close,
don't
yeah.
have a favorite and
Listen.
they're balling. And
Yeah.
Okay, I'm never gonna
Yeah.
complain about the Lakers being in a championship.
Of
or
course
going
not.
for
Of
another
course not,
championship.
yeah.
But that being said, I'm 100% pulling for the Suns
Yes.
and Atlanta because I want to see like the young guns
Mm-hmm.
just
Battle it out.
battle
Yeah.
it out because they're gonna be wide open. They're gonna be like this. It's not gonna be boring basketball.
No. Oh,
it's
heck
gonna be
no.
like every game is gonna be electric. If that matchup comes through,
Absolutely.
Please, yeah.
and like you said, for Milwaukee, the pressure's on. I mean, they have all the pressure
Yeah.
because they fell flat last year.
Yep.
If they fell flat again this year, especially after Giannis, committed and signed that extension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
They
just-
they have done really well though. I mean, they disposed of the Heat, who had been a thorn in their side,
Yep.
and then they took the Nets to Game 7, which I want to comment now on.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Say
I mean,
it.
Harden is just a jinx to his team. Like,
Good.
what was he
That's why we hate
doing
Harden.
out there? He had
Cancer.
another
Horrible.
terrible Game
Yep.
7.
Yeah.
Taking
Kick him
shots
out.
that he's not supposed to.
Can't even make-
Granted, everything possible.
Doesn't
I mean,
matter.
if his toe isn't on the line on that 3-pointer before they go into overtime, so
Yeah.
I felt bad for Kevin Durant because Kyrie Irving's on the sideline. And this dude Harden, I mean,
It's
he's
horrible.
every time a 3-pointer's
Yeah,
going,
miss.
I was like, miss,
Miss,
I
yeah.
was like, oh
Dude.
my God, turnover. There was one point where
maybe he played with Westbrook a little bit too long.
maybe. I mean, there was one point where he committed to the other team getting 8 points. You ever see that swing of motion in basketball where you miss a bad shot? And then the other team takes it and then runs, and then they take a 3-pointer, so it's like a 6-point swing.
Yes.
Yes.
He was always
That's the worst, like a dagger.
oh yeah.
What was the
But
score again?
huh?
What was the score again? On the Game 7?
Was
it bad?
No, it wasn't bad. I mean,
It was
it
close?
was overtime, so it was
Oh.
by maybe a point or 2
Oh.
points or just a couple
Okay.
points.
But
Yeah.
go back to how about you jump back for a second
Yeah,
to Atlanta, Philadelphia.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know we're forgetting about that?
Oh, the comeback.
No.
Oh,
How many
comeback.
times has Doc Rivers choked now?
Oh, Doc Rivers choked.
Yeah, with the Clippers. I mean, he has a Celtics one, but
No,
He's a
but he
jinx.
did. He
Just
did
like
choke
Milton.
with them too.
yeah, but against the
Like
Lakers.
he's got this bad thing of like
I know.
choking.
Milton,
Yeah.
don't make any predictions, please. You
Okay.
jinxed.
Yeah, no
Nothing,
prediction.
Nothing,
No
nothing out of your
prediction.
mouth.
I just say
No
what I would
prediction-free
like to
podcast.
see.
Yeah,
I'm not
don't
saying
say
it's
it.
going to
You'll jinx
happen.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need the flippers to lose. I know they did win.
Yeah.
The flippers.
I would have loved to have seen it be 3-0.
Yeah.
I think sort of Chris Paul messed it up, you know. I mean, why is he taking fadeaway shots, dude? You're not in
Because
your
they're trying to be the hero, just like
Yeah,
Harden.
you're an emotional,
Yeah.
symbolic leader. You're
not
not
the
really the
actual
leader,
superstar,
you know.
yeah.
I'd prefer him on the bench. And then Devin Booker, you know, he's sort of. They're lucky to be up 2-1 because the last 2 games he's played really bad. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if there's something going on with his relationship with was it one of the Jenner sisters, right?
Yeah, it
Kendall or
is.
Kylie or
and
whatever
one of
it is.
them, whatever. Which
Yeah,
one?
and then he got his nose busted. But I
Yike.
think that with Devin Booker, what I see is at moments he looks a little indecisive and a little scared, you know, because it's hard to jump from star to superstar. But man, with Trae Young, I don't see 1 ounce of being scared ever.
So
I mean,
future superstar?
He'll
Dude,
pull,
for
he'll
sure.
pull a Curry and fire that thing up
Yeah.
from deep. He did not care.
Yeah.
He drives the lane and does the teardrop, which is probably one of the toughest shots in basketball to do, you know,
Yeah.
and he routinely does it. Like, if I do a teardrop, you know, maybe I'll make it once out of every... It'll look good, but most of the time it's not going in, right? The teardrop?
Absolutely. But you
yeah.
watched that big game on Father's Day.
Yeah.
Like he at the very end of the game, man, he drained that 3 from deep.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And then after they just
Man.
come back and beat Philadelphia on Philadelphia's court, and then he takes his jersey and gives it to his dad for Father's Day. Dude, that was
Man.
awesome.
Yeah, no, it's awesome
A
Father's
tear.
Day story for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we're moving on to UFC. Have you been watching UFC or not too much anymore?
I've been
I know.
watching
You know
it.
what? I used to consistently watch it all the time. I haven't seen it. I mean, now it seems like every week they have it on.
It's on, like, all the
pay-per-
time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on all the
Yeah,
time. I'm not
all
sure
the
if
time.
that's killed some of it, but there was one guy. His name is Justin Janus. I have no idea who he is,
Okay.
but he bet his whole paycheck on himself at the casino to win. What do you think of that?
That's called confidence.
Is it confidence
Yeah.
or is it like?
No, it's confidence.
He pulled a page out of the movie Underdog.
Yeah, it's confidence. He knows he's gonna
Okay.
win.
All right.
He feels it. He knows it. He's just gonna make a little extra money too.
If I was
Yeah.
that other
That
guy he was
confident.
fighting,
Hey,
I'd
be demoralized.
I'd
Yeah.
be like, man, this guy
Damn.
bet his whole paycheck. I mean,
Oh, he pulled the average Joe's.
That's that's 6 figures, by the way. That's more than
oh yeah, yeah,
$100,000.
from
Yeah.
what is
Average
it?
Joe.
Dodgeball. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
That's what it made.
literally-
He must love that movie.
Yeah, that's like I don't know how much your pitch, but
Maybe
that's at
Vince
least
Vaughn
100,000.
called him. Vince Vaughn called him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
300,
That
400,000. I don't know.
I
That's a lot.
love that movie. I remember I was working.
You can dodge a
at
wrench, you can
the,
dodge a ball.
At a children's center where it was like sort of orphans of the state type
Yeah.
stuff, and so most of the time it was crazy and hectic, and they were revolting, and we had to
Oh,
put them
man.
in certain moves. But
Dodgeball.
when we were outside and playing, baseball and football, and one of our favorite things was to do dodgeball.
Dodgeball's
And
fun.
that was like the height of dodgeball.
Dude, they had leagues. Remember they had
Yes.
leagues
Yeah.
like in cahoots?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I played.
They're doing
Why
leagues.
did you play those, Milton?
Because I
Huh?
was younger back then. I was
Uh-huh.
in my early 30s, so I still had some lateral movement and
Not
some
anymore,
game,
buddy.
Yeah,
You're like Tom Brady, dude.
Yeah,
you can't move in the pocket. You're
ex-
sitting duck.
Exactly. Let's
Oh,
see what
man.
else I wanted to say.
Oh man, when they get the uniforms mixed up,
Oh yeah.
old dude rolls in. He's like, "You must be daddy."
Yeah, your mom and dad.
There's one UFC fighter. His name's Israel Adesanya.
Yeah, what about him?
No, he's the UFC middleweight champion.
Really?
He's won his last 18,
Oh, jeez.
14 by KO.
Whew.
Sort of a nightmare for his opponents because you really don't know what he's coming with at you.
Right.
Yeah. He beat up poor Anderson Silva.
Oh,
Remember
man.
when Anderson Silva? I mean, that was probably
Was
when
the
you
good.
were watching. Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
remember.
Spider.
The
and
Spider,
so
yeah.
he shouldn't be fighting anymore, but
I know. Well, you need money.
yeah,
Oh.
I need to get back into UFC and watch.
Well, the fight that I want though is McGregor versus Poirier too. I'm watching that one.
Oh,
The
okay.
rematch after Poirier kicked out McGregor's legs and McGregor lost.
Oh, was
Remember
that the one where the guy was just on top of him the whole time?
And kicking his legs out from under
Yes.
him over and over.
Oh,
Yeah, Poirier. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
oh,
gonna
man.
watch the rematch.
I've
I'm
never.
sure McGregor was gonna win.
Yeah.
You know, but if I was betting, which we're not, because it's
Right.
obviously theoretical, I'm betting on Poirier again.
Yeah, that was.
The leg
I remember
kicks.
seeing that fight and thinking, like, man, I can't believe
McGregor
that.
lost. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen a guy like hold on to somebody and then like
And
you're
kick
trying,
his legs,
you're
yeah.
trying to get out, but
Can't,
yeah,
yeah.
it was crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, some of the best tie down sort of.
Yeah. His ground game was pretty good.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like superior to everybody else's. Go
I
ahead.
don't know. My favorite UFC moment
Uh-huh.
still of all time. I
Yeah.
don't think it's gonna ever change.
Yeah.
Is the original bout between Dan Henderson and Michael Bisping.
Oh, the really old one.
Yes,
Yeah.
because they
Jesus,
had.
dude, you're
Because
going back to
you
single
remember leading
digits.
up to it, they had
UFC.
that reality show.
Yes.
Yes.
Dan Henderson was like he had his guys that he was training.
Yeah,
and
I
Bisping
Yes,
had
those
the
the
other-
shows.
Ultimate Fighter.
And
Yeah.
Bisping
TUF,
is
yeah.
talking shit.
Yeah,
the
mad
whole,
shit. Yeah.
The whole.
Yeah,
I
I'm
remember
waiting
this
for it.
now.
Yeah,
Now
I'm
it's
waiting.
coming
And
to me.
Henderson's like, whatever. It's like
Yeah.
he didn't say nothing. He's like, cool, it's
Ah,
cool.
cool.
And they fight. And dude, when he knocks him out, and then you see him look at it, and I apologize, I'm gonna curse for a second. When he looked like he knocks him down as he's falling there, like KO'd already before he hits a mat, and
Yeah.
you see Henderson look at him and say, "Fuck it," and he just jumped and white,
Boom.
like just like Superman blow. That was like out of a comic book blow.
Yeah. Boom.
These
Yeah.
haymakers, I mean,
Stud.
it's over.
Dan,
Yeah,
Dan
talking that
Henderson for sure.
That's the best. Still to this day, that's my favorite knockout of all time.
My favorite knockout's McGregor versus Aldo. 13 seconds.
You feel so robbed though
13
because
seconds. He
you
one
want-
shot him.
It's a championship
Shot him.
fight, so you want 5 rounds.
No,
and
he
you
one
paid-
shot him.
But we should be used to it because we grew up watching Mike
Yeah,
Tyson,
that's
and we
true.
pay all that money for pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was a
That's
first
true.
round
Back then, it'd
KO.
be
Yeah.
like Michael's, spinks, and it'd be like 13 seconds. You're like, what?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
literally like the first
it was,
round.
It
You
was
beat him
must
up.
see
Yeah.
TV. I remember
Yeah.
the Tyson, no matter how far or how long the match
You mean in
would
his
be.
prime when he first got his
Yeah.
first championship at 20 years old?
Yeah, he
What
was.
the hell, dude?
Oh,
I mean,
he was the real deal.
I'd still
Clever Lane,
fear.
man.
I'd still fear Mike Tyson.
Right now, yeah.
Right
Heck
now.
no,
And
I don't wanna
he's-
get
He's
punched
like
by
our
him.
age, or maybe even a little bit.
He's a little bit older than you
A little
guys.
bit
You
older.
can
Yeah.
still probably
kind
kick
of
our
more
ass.
intimidated with that eye tattoo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a little crazy.
I mean,
How about? Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys this one. This is sort of tangent. How much to get in the ring with Mike Tyson? What's your asking price?
never.
Never,
Not worth
really,
it. Nope,
because you
nope.
want your brain.
Yeah, no crap. I want my brain. He's gonna rock me in the chin, and
No,
my
dude,
neck's gonna snap,
when
and I'm
you,
dead.
that's when you just gotta be really quick. You gotta
do the shoulder
move it.
roll.
You gotta
Yeah.
like do the body contortion. Take
You gotta
a
do the
body
shoulder
shot.
roll. You gotta do the
Okay,
shoulder
so he's
roll.
saying there's no.
No
amount.
way,
What
no-
do you-
no
what do you-
way,
what do you
dude.
go
I don't
for?
care about
Come
money at
on,
that point.
like think
No.
about it. You
Yeah.
just
No,
you just saw that Mayweather
Oh
fight.
yeah.
That,
that wasn't a fight. That was an
that
exhibition.
joke of an exhibition.
Yeah, it was an
like-
exhibition. It wasn't a fight. It was a
yeah,
joke.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen. I'd rather watch like Rocky and Thunder Lips.
Yeah,
go
no
in their
shit.
exhibition
Yeah.
than that. But you
That
saw
was
how much
bad.
money they made.
Yeah.
They made more money
Oh,
on
that's
that
crazy.
fight than Wayne Gretzky did in 21 years of a Hall of Fame
Wow,
career.
that's
in,
insane.
In what? 5 rounds?
Yeah.
That's a joke.
They weren't even actually fighting.
So if they're
either.
gonna
They're
give me
just
that
like,
kind of
holy-
money,
Yeah.
I'll go in the ring with Tyson.
What was it?
Good luck.
Jake Paul, is that his name?
Yeah,
Or something?
yeah, the
John Paul?
YouTuber,
Yeah,
Jake
it's
Paul,
funny
yeah.
because I've been watching that guy forever because my kids and I we used to watch this show called Bizarre Bark.
Yeah.
And so he was on that show
course
and
he
he would
was.
do crazy stunts, and so
Yeah.
there was craziness in him from back then. So
Crazy
good for
to go
him
against
though. I
Floyd
mean, he's
Mayweather.
making a ton of money, and I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
there's a
they're
lot of
making.
people
Hey,
hating on
if
him.
you can listen, the only people complain because they're not the one making that money. If you-
Yeah,
you're right,
exactly.
you're right.
Because every time I bring him up, my girls are like, "Oh no, I don't like him," and for what he said, and he's arrogant or whatever. But hey,
Is he the one that did the video of the dead person's body?
Yes, he did. He went to that.
I don't know
forest.
about that.
Yeah.
He, yeah, he
Suicide-
did. He got in trouble for that.
Yeah,
wow, what
that's why I have
happened?
no respect for him.
what happened?
He
Tell me.
videotaped someone who killed themselves.
Yeah, because
Oh.
they have
In the
that
suicide
that,
forest
They
in
had
Japan,
that
yeah.
they had that forest where people go to
Oh,
commit suicide.
I didn't know
And he
about
videotaped
this.
the dead body. It was so
Yeah.
disrespectful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've
he got
lost
a
complete
lot of
respect for him. Yeah.
flack for that.
Oh,
Mhm.
for sure.
Still does.
Yeah, because
Wow.
my kids were all into watching his shows and all
Not
that.
anymore
Yeah,
after that.
yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, it like just
Okay.
He lost so many subscribers after that.
Dang.
Yeah. He's
All
never
right.
gonna live that down.
All right, our last topic on the Hot Topics is there's now talk that Trey Lance might start a lot earlier than anticipated. I'm thinking, why
That's
not,
good.
dude?
Week one,
You're
preseason.
playing the Lions.
Yeah.
That the worst thing.
Goofy
that they,
Goff.
Goofy Goff, exactly, and they're gonna bite your kneecaps and all
Yeah,
that
this-
crap or
yeah.
whatever. It's Goff, limited weapons, a rookie coach.
Go against him, dude.
Yeah, and then
send out Trey Lance.
after that, you're playing against the Eagles, which Nick Sirianni or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I mean,
Not impressed with his
this,
thing either.
You know the
No.
show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Yeah,
You know,
he failed.
He's not
Yeah.
smarter than a fifth grader.
No,
I love Jalen Hurts, but I mean, he's just
that's all they got really.
yeah,
poor guy.
Devontae Smith, the wide
Smith,
receiver.
yeah.
But put him in there. I mean, if you can't beat
The
those two
Lions and the
teams, yeah,
Eagles.
with your revamped defense and your new O line and your running backs and Brandon Ayuk and Debo
Yeah.
Samuels, then so throw him in there. I mean, you're not going to lose to those teams. And then if for some reason he's not doing too well, then you can bring in the vet. And then he can win some games. So I don't know. I'm going to get tired of this throughout the season because I'm going to see the potential of
Nah,
Trey
Garoppolo's
Lance.
gonna get injured.
But then,
Watch.
for
That's
Watch.
the thing that you
Yeah.
can fall back on. Even
Yeah.
if they start
Yeah.
Garoppolo, he's injury prone, so it's
Yeah.
just a
Yeah,
matter of
I
time
know.
before he
or
goes
pick,
down.
and pick prone.
Yeah,
He gets 4 picks a
But,
game, it's Trey Lance.
Everything's gonna. I just
Yeah.
hope that they run the ball the whole game because
Yeah.
every time
Yeah.
Garoppolo's gonna make a mistake, I'd be like, Trey
Right.
Lance is right there.
Trey Lance,
put
yeah.
him in.
Put
He's
him
the next
in.
dual threat quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this reminds me of the Alex Smith Kaepernick.
Oh
Where I
God.
was like,
Yeah.
Alex Smith is limited. Put Kaepernick in. I mean, Kaepernick was sort of Lamar Jackson before Lamar
Lamar
Jackson.
Jackson, yeah.
I mean, he had 180 yards rushing.
in the NFC playoffs against the Packers, and
Mm-hmm.
if it hadn't been for like Jim Harbaugh and the Niner brass and trying to force him to be a pocket passer when he wasn't. I mean, look what happens when they tried to force Lamar Jackson into
Horrible.
a pocket passer. He's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's almost a similar situation, but this time,
35 minutes.
Okay, cool. All right, let's move on to 5 random questions. Okay. All right, here we go. Tell me your best Christmas story.
Best Christmas story.
Yeah.
Man, I have so many. What do
Okay.
you there, Matt? I have so many. I can't really choose. They're all really good.
I mean, I'm sure
My
they're
family's
all
been really nice to
similar.
me.
You
No, they're all
I mean,
different.
maybe there was a cool Godzilla gift you
Oh,
got.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I know. Here you go. Go ahead, Matt.
I
Go
got
ahead.
one.
Now I
I got
know.
one.
All
I got
right,
one.
Matt. Yeah, go
This,
ahead.
this is going way back. This
Oh
is
boy.
Okay.
this is going back to.
Let's go into Star Wars days.
Star Wars. 70s?
This is definitely going to Star Wars.
Okay,
This
that's
is
a
like
good
going old school.
Christmas.
This is before my parents' divorce.
Okay. All right.
Alright.
So
Family intact.
Yeah,
Nuclear family.
so
Yeah.
my dad was a truck driver,
Okay.
Oh.
and he was like Robert. Like back in the day, he looked like Robert De Niro, like crazy Robert De Niro, right?
Like Taxi
Cape
Cab?
Fear Robert
Okay,
De Niro.
okay, Cape Fear. Yeah.
Okay.
So he was just like insane. Like him and 4 other guys, they have this trucking company, and they were just like typical, like stereotypical 80s,
Yeah.
just like insane. Okay, let's just put that. I'll keep it clean. But they
for
were just
sure.
out of control.
PG-13.
So my dad was always like driving trucks and doing all this stuff, and he wasn't around. My mom's raising like 4 kids by herself. But I'll never forget this one Christmas. I mean, he had made like a windfall in the trucking industry.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And we woke up, and it was on Wayne Crest Lane in Santee. The trees in the corner, and it was like the old school floor plan layout where you had like the family room, and then connected to the dining room. Then you had the little patio in the back.
Okay.
They must have went to Toys R Us
Oh, nice.
and bought every single thing
Oh my God.
in that store because
Wow.
everything was wrapped, and the presents went. It filled up like literally almost the whole family room.
Yeah. And how
It-
many kids is this for? Because it's you and
4, but
Okay,
at the
yeah,
time,
yeah.
you remember at the time, I was in second grade,
Okay.
so everybody else is like, and I'm the oldest,
Okay.
so they're all little.
Okay.
So it's
okay.
primarily for like me and my brother, and
Right.
the girls are just like
Yeah.
whatever. But if I would have thrown a tape measure on it
Yeah.
from the edge of that tree, it had to have come out at least 12 feet
Wow.
all the way around. I think we had every single Nerf product.
Okay.
This was like when Nerf first
Oh,
came
yeah.
out.
Nerf in the
man.
early
Like every
80s,
single
yeah.
Nerf product, I had like Chargers helmets.
Oh man.
God.
I got the Godzilla, the
Yeah.
Godzilla where the tail came off in the back. You could
Yes,
hide
yes.
figures in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yes.
all the
Yes.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
At that time, Empire Strikes Back was
Yep.
was coming out. So I had all the.
Oh.
They bought all the trading cards.
One of the best movies ever
Had like
made.
all the trading cards, and then every action figure you could
Oh,
think of.
man.
But dude, me and my brother were in like present wrapping paper heaven.
Yeah.
Of course, just ripping it off.
Oh, it was insane. So I'll never forget. I
Wow.
can still picture the tree and all the ornaments and the cheesy red and silver tinsel, like the garland and
catch
stuff.
on fire.
Like it was all like
We had no rules in the 70s. And
No, I know you
no,
didn't.
it was
Now we
wide
do.
open- Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Thank
was
God.
awesome. But dude, okay, so I'll never forget it because that was the most over the top
Okay.
Christmas to date, and I still remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, so unless you win the lottery or something, you're not going to have
Never
a
gonna have
Christmas
that
like
again.
that again. It's just one for the ages. That is awesome.
Well,
I
no,
can totally
because
picture
now,
it.
like my kids,
Yeah.
I mean, they don't want all that stuff. There's like,
Yeah.
I want like a PS5.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Well,
because
I want-
Santa
I want-
could definitely make that with his hammer.
I want a car.
Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding. I want an iPad. Santa's like scratching his
Yeah.
beard. I don't know how to make that.
Totally different now.
Yeah.
Okay, so did that spark something when he was talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know when you're like 5 years old and you're
Oh,
looking,
yeah.
you're rummaging through things and stuff. So it's like I think it's a few days for Christmas.
Yeah.
I open my closet and I look up and there's some things that I wanted, like
Yeah.
Crisscross Scratch, the dinosaur one,
Yeah.
and a Godzilla thing. So I grab it. I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
And my parents come home. I'm sitting on the stairs with the box. And look what I found, guys. The magic closet. And then my friends are like, oh no, he found it. because it was like hidden Christmas presents for.
Okay, so you were playing
Yeah.
with, or you wanted to.
I
Play
was
with your
already
toy
playing with them.
before Christmas.
Yeah, they let me have it because I found it in the closet, and then I went back a couple days later because I'm like, it's the magic closet. It's like I wanted it, and it was there, so I go back and they covered it up, so I couldn't find it. So I came out crying, and then like the magic closet doesn't work anymore.
And then all of a sudden,
And
on
then Christmas
Day,
comes, everything I wanted was
and
under the
there it
tree.
is.
Like,
And what was
lots.
that one toy out of that mix that you had that was like?
Godzilla toy.
Oh, the Godzilla toy.
Electronic
Okay.
Godzilla. You press a
Okay.
red button on his chest, it does a roar.
Because I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
on the last podcast or the podcast before
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All right.
That's my thing. I think because as a 5-year-old, you think, oh, it's a magic closet. I wanted this crisscross
Yeah.
scratch dino set. Oh, look,
It
it's
happened.
here. Next day, not there.
Exactly. The lies parents go through
Yes.
to make our childhoods happy. I mean,
They're like, yeah, it's a magic closet, totally, yeah.
Oh, I think my nephew still doesn't know that. My sister refused to let him know that Santa doesn't exist.
Really?
Still.
How old is
man.
he?
How old is he? Come on.
Like 10.
No, he's
11?
10. He just
Okay.
turned 10
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to hold it out for my youngest daughter, and she's now 12. But I think like 2 years ago, but she wanted to hold on to it for the longest time, and you should be able to. You
Yeah,
know?
you should have a
Santa,
childhood.
because Santa
Yeah,
is
it's
real.
awesome.
Santa's real in your hearts, guys.
Exactly. You know what? I could go with like those Star Wars Christmases where you
Man,
got
you guys
the
are
whole-
such nerds.
the whole lineup and the Death Star and
Star
all that
Wars, yeah,
stuff.
the
But
Death Star.
that's too easy. I'm gonna go with one several years later where I'm in college and I come home and it is a family Christmas. I mean, it is my grandma, it is my aunts, it is my uncles, my cousins, my friends, and you stop to think like, how many times in your life are you gonna have your whole family and your extended family there?
Really?
So it was funny because I mean, I call it Hispanic panic, but
Oh,
it's,
stop. That's
yeah.
our, we don't condone anything he says on air. Sue him,
it's
please.
okay. I'm Hispanic, so I could diss on my own people.
All right.
But it was just fun seeing my grandma there, and it's funny because the black sheep of the family is my grandma's son, who's my uncle. His
Oh,
name's
really?
Julio.
Oh,
And like
jeez.
he showed up out of the middle of nowhere, and
Oh,
everything was
no.
sort of going peaceful
And
up until
then-
then, and then he came, and I loved it, and I embraced it
Right.
because like he was my uncle, he was my
Yeah.
fun uncle,
The fun uncle,
the
yeah.
fun uncle,
Yeah,
yeah,
always.
exactly.
What happened?
Yeah,
I have to
no.
know.
Hey, no, like
Yeah.
in a Sicilian family
Uh-huh.
or Italian family, we have the same thing. You
Yeah.
always had that
The
one
black
uncle.
sheep.
Yeah, the
The
So
one
what
uncle that
happened?
all the when you're a kid, he's like your favorite uncle.
Yes.
And then all the other your parents and your other aunts and uncles
Like,
are like,
ugh,
oh, okay,
yeah.
you showed up.
yeah.
Here we go.
So it was just drama between my grandma,
Really?
who
Drama.
I loved, and,
Yeah.
and him showing up. But it was just fun. There was drinking, there was gifts, there was amazing food because my grandma and aunts were there. Right? I mean, what type of food can your aunts and grandmas,
Of course.
and all
Always
that
the food.
cook up?
Yeah.
So
Hey, tomorrow
yeah.
we have a Guccione family reunion tomorrow.
Oh, man,
We'll have to talk
my
about that next week, 'cause
Good
I
luck
know,
with that one, buddy.
That's gonna be
a
hold
the
fly on
hands.
the wall.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a lot of food,
Oh,
a
lot of
lot of
hands.
talking with your hands, and a lot of yelling.
Yeah.
No,
Which is just
absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's why I say with Hispanic family, it's like with the Italian version is like a souped-up version of the Hispanic one. There's some more gesturing and some louder, conversations going on.
Oh, yeah,
that
the
it looks
te-
like
the
they're fighting,
testosterone
but they're
meter's
not.
gonna
They're
be
just
peaked.
talking normal.
And then you cut to my family eating all quietly at the dinner table and like piano music playing. We sip our wine.
Yeah. The white family party or
It's all, like,
dynamics
calm,
is
yeah.
very different. I can go into that.
You
a whole
can if you
other
want.
time. Yeah, it's not as much fun, but it's safer.
It's
you know,
safer,
It's
yeah.
safer, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
I'll take safer.
All right, so that was a fun one. I figure you guys would have some great Christmas stories.
Yeah.
And, Christmas is just awesome to this day. I mean, I just remember like the animation, right, with all that clay animation and just everything that's involved in Christmas.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to our next question because we want to get through this.
Yeah.
All right. On a plane, who bothers you the most? And then I got five to choose from, okay?
Okay.
And then you tell me, Chris, and then
All
move
right.
on to
All right.
Matt. All right. The person that talks too much, the person that takes off their shoes, the people who recline their seats, people that clap after you land, or the people who hog the armrest, much like in the movie theater. Go.
The people who recline into me because I'm a really tall person and my
That's
legs stick
true,
out.
that's
And then when they
true.
bump into me, I'm like,
Yeah.
really? And second of all, I clap along with those people. If
Oh,
they start
you
to clap,
do?
I like to troll them. I just do the
Oh,
golf
you
clap
do
and I
it.
just look at them like
Oh,
no
okay.
one cares you're clapping.
Okay, so you're making fun of them.
And the arm hogger, that's me. I'm like,
Oh,
who do you think
okay.
you are? I'm put all my wingspan out.
Okay.
And I'm the one reclining.
Okay.
At least, yeah. What's the other one? Taking your shoes off?
Yeah.
Whatever. I take them off too. It's whatever.
Okay.
And talking too much? Heck no. I'm listening to my iPod and then not iPod, iPhone.
Okay.
They listen to music. There's no talking. We're talking.
There's no
I can't
talk-
hear them. But they recline back into me.
Maybe
Oh
before-
no.
Maybe before you put it on, then they start talking to you.
I'm like the hand up. Not listening. Bye. And then we land. Golfer clap. Yes.
All right, cool. I like how you covered all 5 of them
You're
to
welcome.
one degree. Some you hate, some you can
Yeah.
deal with, some you are
Oh yeah,
that,
exactly.
that offensive
Exactly. Gotta be offensive.
person on the plane.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
All right. This is one that my wife had, and I thought it was a good one,
Perfect,
so I
yeah.
threw it in there.
No, that's good. I mean, for me, that
Uh-huh.
I've had to travel all over the world,
Okay.
and I
Oh,
had
no.
like a gazillion
Here we
frequent,
go.
frequent flyer miles, so I had to fly a lot. So I have a lot of experience.
So on a
flying.
long flight, which one of these just fucking
It's the worst.
burst your bubble? Or
Well,
you're just
I
like-
mean, the biggest one for
Uh-huh.
me is, and my wife will laugh if she listens,
Yeah.
because I, being Italian, I like to talk a lot. But that person that just wants to, for on a 15-hour flight wants to talk to you the whole time, and you're like,
No.
yeah, listen, I want to get to the movie, I want to get to I want to whatever.
yeah.
And
wanna
like you
read your
said,
magazine.
it's like
Yeah.
that's why I always get on the plane first.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good
I always
call.
get on the plane first, so I can already be settled. I already have everything ready to go,
Yeah.
so I'm just like, boom, done. I'm in the zone.
Okay.
I've
I'm
learned over
ignoring,
the years
yeah.
to get in the zone quick, because then people are not going to mess with you.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
back in the day, before device, like when you want to read a book or something, and you're up, you're getting ready to read, and then somebody says something, and you're like,
Yeah.
Please.
and then you're trying to cut it off, but they keep asking questions. You keep trying to like subtly open the book page, and then they just
Are you
like,
putting a little fold on the page?
No,
Dude.
that's just pet
So
peeve.
they're like
Come on,
they're like oblivious
You're
to it.
bad.
I just poking them.
So,
I know you are.
for example, like earlier this year when I flew to DC,
Yeah.
for the inauguration, however it was, I had my media pass
Yeah.
with me, but
Yeah.
all the flight attendants found out that I worked for CNN.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
they immediately came back, and they forget about everybody else. They came back. I had them all sitting around me. They're asking me 1,000 questions about
Yeah.
how the coverage is going to be, what's experience. Just ask.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, whatever. I don't
Yeah,
mind
I get
telling
that.
stories.
Yeah.
It's cool. I mean, it was kind of good because the one flight attendant who, let's just say, I don't know if his heels were touching the ground. He's a little. I think he was floating a little bit up and down the aisles. He was so gracious, asked me a lot of questions about. He did come back and because you remember this is in the height of COVID,
Yeah.
so they're not doing virtually any services on the plane.
Yeah.
So he brings me like one of those barf bags
Okay.
with like 8 bottles of whiskey in it.
Really?
He's all, hey, don't tell anybody.
Oh,
This
nice.
for you.
Dang.
Now we're flying to the same place. I don't know if he was like I'm gonna give this guy all this alcohol,
Yeah.
and then we fly. Maybe we're going to happen to go to the same hotel. I'm like, listen, bud, I appreciate your gift, but
It ain't going anywhere.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
yeah. So the person that talks like way too much.
For 15 hours straight.
Yeah, like that.
Just
That's
shut
just
up,
that's
yeah.
just that's just tedious. The shoe thing.
Yeah.
I like Chris. I take my shoes off. Like
Yeah.
I don't care if
Yeah,
you get
whatever.
comfortable.
What happens if they start taking their socks off? Then do you have
No,
an
that
issue?
would be I wouldn't go that far.
That's
because,
kinda
because I'm
weird.
like I'm like,
Yeah,
man, you
you're
realize it's like
barefoot
a,
out in public,
a
yeah.
public floor, right?
Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah, why would you even do that in the first place?
And you do have to put your shoes back on to go in the bathroom because anybody
Exactly.
that would go like with their socks in the bathroom, that's kind of nasty
Ugh,
too.
yeah. See,
But I do get irritated when somebody leans that seat back
yeah,
into
recline
me.
into me. Like,
But
really.
I will be the first person to lean that thing back and then
Yeah,
I'd laugh,
exactly.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
me too.
take
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because I want to have my cake and eat it too.
Exactly. I
I don't
gotta
want
lean
you.
back.
I don't want you to lean into me.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
yeah,
leaning into
lean
you.
back, yeah.
And what I'm very particular about when I fly is
Uh-huh.
I'm adamant I have to have an aisle.
Okay.
I
Yes.
cannot be in the window. And
No.
I'm sure
Definitely
shit.
not
I'm
be in
not
the
sitting
middle.
bitch ever.
Never sit in the middle,
I will
yeah.
never. I don't care. I'm like, look, I am not sitting in the middle.
But it's first class.
Okay, first class. There's only 2 seats.
Oh, okay.
Some
So if it's
just
first
one
class,
seat,
I
yeah.
can
Okay,
tolerate
yeah,
that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
gotcha.
And I've flown first class many times.
Yeah.
It's that's fine. There's no bad seat up there.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
But if you're in the coach cabin,
Never do the middle.
It always has to be the aisle because
Yeah, hell.
I can't sit that long,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to be able to get up. And if I'm gonna stretch my leg, I want to stretch it in the aisle.
Yeah.
But then I have like that sixth sense going, knowing when that cart's coming, so they don't like clip me.
Yeah.
So do you give them crotch or do you give them mass?
No, because
That's an extra question, Milton. They have to scratch off a fifth
remember,
one.
well, one, I'm in the aisle, so I
Yeah.
don't have to go past anybody.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
exactly.
true. But,
But
if
then-
you were at the end,
And then
there,
I
yeah.
also
Yeah,
go,
that's
and
true.
I also make
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
sure that I'm on that plane first.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50 minutes by the
Yeah.
way.
No, it's okay. No, it's from what's that movie called? With Brad Pitt and Edward Norton.
Oh, Fight Club.
Game, yeah,
Fight
Club,
Club.
where he's
Fight
like,
Club.
should I give you crotch or should I give
Right.
you?
Yeah, we'll go
No,
back to
how about
that.
like Soul Plane?
Yeah. Stop.
First class,
No.
second
I'm
class,
done.
low class, no class.
Yeah, no class. Exactly.
You gotta love stuff like
Yeah,
that.
all right.
All right, yeah, I'll make it
Next-
quick.
yeah.
Talk too much. That's probably me. I'm probably that guy.
Come on, man.
Taking off the shoes. I can't smell, so you could take off your socks too. If you want. I could give a crap. The recline probably gets to me because I'm
Mhm.
like, come on, dude. You
Out of my
know,
face,
like really, do you have to put it back? Clap after landing. Yeah, it's like the same people that clap in the movie theaters. I mean,
What? I
yeah,
appreciate that. It's
I-
boring if it's just completely
yeah,
silent.
it's just-
I'd
it
rather
just-
have them
it-
clap.
Nah,
I'd
like
rather hear
if
cheering.
it's like a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
or
Marvel.
whatever,
That's what I mean. Yeah,
like
I
the
would expect
clapping.
them
okay,
to.
yeah. There's sometimes
Yes.
where
The
I
clapping
get
doesn't
it,
really
you
bother
know,
me.
but like
The
for
clapping
most
doesn't
of-
bother me.
Yeah.
But see, look, now you learn my trick.
Yeah.
If you always insist on the aisle,
Yeah.
you're guaranteed one armrest, no matter
Yeah,
what.
exactly. There you go. Yeah, yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah, and people who hog the armrest,
Mhm.
whatever. I'll just give that to them. All right. What we'll do is we'll round out the last few questions, and
Yeah.
then we'll end it right there.
Yep.
All right. What's your favorite black and white, either TV series or movie?
That's easy.
okay.
Straight away. I already got it in my head
Alright.
already.
All right, go ahead.
Casablanca.
Casablanca. Okay.
Ooh, Casablanca's
yeah.
good.
Sorry, I can't. I
No,
can't
it's a
think
good
of
one,
anything
and I
else. That's
know
literally it.
you're more prone to.
The second to my head, yeah.
Yeah.
The old
Casablanca's
movies.
awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's Casablanca.
Okay.
You can fight me on that right
No,
now.
I'm
I'm
not
serious. I
fighting
will
you
fight
on it.
anyone
I
on
mean,
that
one of
one.
the
I really
best-
will.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Any
I'm
movie
sure
buff.
it's in
Get
the
all the
top
gin
100
joints,
of
man.
all time.
Yeah, come on
Yeah.
now.
No, I can't.
I give what I really like.
Uh-huh.
I like the Honeymooners,
Oh, Honeymooners.
That's a good one too.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
which
How
is
about
the
you,
original Flintstones.
Really?
yeah.
Oh, no.
For sure. For sure.
I have to know Milton so I can rip them apart.
No, for TV series, I probably go Twilight Zone. You know, you can't go wrong with
What's
that.
his name again? He had the big front
Rod
teeth. Yeah.
Rod Serling.
Yeah.
Rod
Yeah,
Serling.
and
His
then,
classic look.
for movie, I'm probably gonna go Raging Bull. I mean, you got
Raging
Robert
Bull.
De Niro, Martin Scorsese, Joe Pesci.
Oh, I can do a
just
TV show too.
What's that?
I can also do a TV show. as
Yeah,
well.
you can do a TV show.
Oh, The
too.
Rifleman.
The Rifleman. Okay.
Yeah. They gotta have that, square jaw, Mr. Rifle Boy.
What was funny was
Yeager?
a lot of those
Chuck Yeager?
TV series, and you'll remember this growing up, is that the first season or so was
Yeah.
black and white.
Yes, and then it went to color.
They jumped to color.
Yeah, I want to say it was like Gilligan's Island was like, or there are just shows like that where they start off with black and white and then all of a sudden
Well,
they're
Perry
color.
Mason did that.
Yeah.
Perry Mason
Yeah,
went to
it's-
color eventually.
So I watched a lot of those too. But
Yeah.
yeah, so like for TV, Honeymooners.
Uh-huh.
But then for me,
Oh,
I'm
movie.
I'm not gonna pick one movie, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna lump them all in.
Okay.
Is the classic horror movies
Oh, okay.
like The Creature from the Black
Oh,
Lagoon,
That's
okay.
the scariest one. to me.
Psycho.
Never watching it.
and Dracula and the
Yeah.
Wolfman, like the classic
Okay.
monster
Frankenstein's
movies,
monster.
For sure, for
No.
sure. That's
Okay.
a good
all
one.
in the black and white.
50s.
Those are awesome.
40s, 30s, and stuff like that. Okay.
All right. Who's your Hollywood crush?
Right now or back in the day?
It could be back in the day. It could be right now.
Oh no,
Yeah.
my Hollywood crush. I don't really have one because I like anime better. So I'm just picking anime first.
Really? There's not one like female actress that you're like, no? Wow.
I can't think of any right now at the top of my head. When you say crush, you mean like
No, I mean,
high school crush.
No, not high school crush. I mean, just like, oh man, you know.
Like
she's-
actually, I want to date her kind of thing.
Yeah, it's your
Oh,
fantasy
okay.
crush.
Your
It's
fantasy? I want to hear Matt's because Matt has so many. Yeah, look at smirk. Come on, Matt. I know you have like 30. Come on, pick one. This guy.
Oh god.
How about we go and then maybe that'll jar.
I
Yeah,
don't even
yeah.
know where to start. Like, let's
Okay.
go. Let's go. Kate Beckinsale,
Okay.
Okay.
Jessica Alba,
Okay.
Okay.
J Lo. Now, I think J Lo's aged phenomenal.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay.
For sure.
And Milton.
But I mean, you can't go wrong with Jessica Alba. Just watch
Jessica
Into the
Alba.
Blue.
Yeah. No, she's gorgeous.
Freaking Milton can't decide.
No, I mean, I have sort of two different ones.
Oh, yeah?
The normal one,
The what?
Probably
Christ.
Charlize Theron, you know, especially
that's a good
like
one. That's
in,
a good choice.
You've seen Atomic Blonde?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh
Atomic
my
Blonde.
God.
It's really
yeah,
good.
Yeah. And then for my, I'm a little bit. I like the Silver Foxes. Okay?
Here we go.
And I am older.
Here comes the
so,
cougar.
Yeah, the cougar. So like Helen Mirren, just something about her. I know she's. I don't know. God, how.
Don't
old
tell the
she-
wife.
Yeah, no, she knows. She
What?
knows. Yeah, she's
What is
like,
wrong with you two?
no,
Does
she-
your wife know?
Yeah.
100% my wife knows.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
and-
both
and-
of
and-
you.
And the
Yeah.
current one also.
Yeah.
The next one that, you know, has kind of replaced Kate Beckinsale for now.
I gotta hear this.
Gal Gadot, because, I mean,
Okay,
who doesn't
yeah.
love
Oh,
Wonder
okay,
Woman.
yeah.
Who doesn't
Gal
love
Gadot.
Wonder Woman? I mean,
Yeah, you're
look,
right.
listen, she's got the best smile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And she looks like she's fun. Like, in real life, she looks like she's fun.
yeah. She's,
Hell,
she's
you know,
Israeli, I think.
yeah,
she is Israeli.
Yeah,
She was Miss Universe.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
You know who
When?
else? You know who else you have to put on the list? Even
Who?
though she's obviously batshit crazy because she can't stay with anybody for nothing, but
Who?
her movies are hilarious.
Who?
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, yeah,
you're
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Horrible bosses.
yeah.
Trying to kill them.
We're the Millers.
Yes.
yeah,
trying
no,
to
for
kill
sure.
them. Like, what the hell?
I'm a big fan of hers, for sure.
Okay, back in the day, probably Tomb Raider Angelina Jolie.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
go.
That one.
There
When
you
she
go.
was in her prime. looking
Yeah,
hot as
before she
hell.
got like super weird.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like
Like Tomb
stopped
Raider when she
eating.
was young. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
she's
that's
always
probably
been a
for
little
me.
bit weird. I mean,
Yeah.
the thing with her brother.
I know
and
that was kinda weird.
Yeah,
But that's about it,
The little vials of blood.
Blood. Yeah.
Ugh.
That's a little weird. All right.
You might hook up and then wake up in the middle of a weird sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you see, there's one last thing though for the security guard at Levita. Since I promised him, I have to ask
Oh,
you a
okay.
particular question. How do you feel about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers' future with him?
Can we address that? We just got one more question, and then we'll jump to that to end it.
Of course.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite video game growing up? And I'm talking more, not the arcade, more your console. And
Like my
Man.
Nintendo.
your
specifically.
Nintendo or your
Oh, my favorite
Sega
video game?
Genesis or
Oh
your
my god, dude.
PlayStation,
You're
whatever.
talking to a gamer who has thousands of
know.
hours in every game.
I know. That's why I'm saying,
look,
like,
I
try
mean-
to go back to. I mean,
Oh my God.
it's-
I remember the first. I remember when Double Dribble came out.
Yes, I have that on here too.
And it would come to those cutscenes when
Yes.
you try and get to that cutscene with
Yeah.
the
Oh,
or
man.
or Tecmo Bowl.
Yes.
I was the
Yeah.
king of Tecmo Bowl.
Tecmo Bowl. Yeah.
But I really
You
like.
guys are old.
I know, right? It's funny that we have the
I
same
really
names.
like Commando because I love.
Oh yeah, Commando
So
was
like
good too.
because I remember I grew up playing like real video games ready to put cores in them.
Yeah,
So when
yeah,
those
me too.
came to Nintendo,
Yes.
some of our favorites like Akari Warriors,
Mm-hmm.
but like Commando was awesome and Gunsmoke. I used to love Gunsmoke.
Oh yeah, Gunsmoke. All those totally. Those are all good.
Kung
ones.
Fu Master.
Not familiar with that one.
That's the one where you had to go on the floors and you're the karate guy, and then you had to go to the floors and keep getting up.
Oh yes.
And you have to get that damn
I've
level
heard
where all
of
those
that
stupid
one.
moths are coming and getting you.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
That's
Who
the
does
one
like Mike Tyson's Punch Out?
That's the one that I had. I had Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and then I had Double Dribble. Yeah, just
Last Joe, dude. Last Joe.
Yeah.
From,
I mean,
But then another one that you have to at least give an honorable
Yeah.
mention is Super Mario Brothers because
I never got into that one.
but when that first
Yeah.
came out, everybody
I
was
get it.
playing that.
Yeah, no, I mean I understand its appeal and it's
But
huge,
you know the
but
one
I
that was
just-
like me and my buddy were like phenomenal at. 'Cause
yeah.
This is the one that you could do two players at the same
Yeah.
time. Was the original Mario Brothers.
Oh, okay.
When it was just the crabs and the turtles coming out of
The
it
Koopas.
was it was almost like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, but it was Mario.
Did
and
we
Luigi.
were like legit or Joust.
Oh,
Just-
Joust! Yes, love Joust.
Joust?
Yeah, if we're going
When
to
you
do-
get pissed off, go this damn bird not go the way I want to go.
I could even hear the noise, the of
All
the
right, I
little
got
wings,
one.
and then okay,
I have.
all
one.
right, you do okay, and then we'll go to
2001, 2002. Paper Mario from N64. I can play that game over and over again. You ever
Okay.
heard of Paper Mario? Have you ever heard Paper Mario, Matt?
I haven't.
I literally have like 10,000-20,000 hours in it.
We'll just rifle them real quick.
yeah, for sure.
Just list them,
Oh, okay,
and then we can get into them next week if we want to expand on it.
okay, all right. 3 favorite places that you've visited before.
Oh, Hawaii,
Okay.
Alaska, and London.
Okay.
And you?
For me, I'm gonna go New York, but the Freedom Towers.
Yeah.
Getting the view from there. Hawaii too.
Yep. Why?
I mean, just there's nothing like it. And then for the third one, probably one of the national parks. I mean, Bryce Canyon
That's a
or
good choice.
Zion. You know, my wife's really
See, Yosemite's still my favorite.
Yeah, Yosemite's.
So we have a
awesome,
cabin
too.
20 minutes from the entrance to
I
Yosemite.
might go there this
It's
year,
phenomenal.
next year. Yeah.
Spam,
My three are
yeah,
Palau. I've been all over the place, but
yeah.
if I had to pick a few, Palau, which is a small island in the South Pacific,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I know.
Okay,
is
I
the,
had
the
no
best.
idea where
That's
it was.
that's the
I know
best.
where it is.
That's the best diving in the world.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna
Hands
go
you're
down.
there.
Like if you get a dive magazine,
Yeah, I'm gonna go
it says
there.
the best dive in the world.
Yeah.
Palau.
The Blue Corner
Uh-huh.
in Palau.
Yeah.
It never drops below 3. It's usually it always
1,
rated.
2,
I don't know
3.
how it changes, but it always rated between the best dive in the
Oh,
world to
wow.
the third.
I can
Like
see
some
that.
1,
Wow.
2,
So
3.
like crystal clear water.
Dude, it's
and
phenomenal.
just- yeah.
Okay.
And we can expand on
Yeah.
this next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
some of the stuff, the particulars about it.
Uh-huh.
I did a whole tour all through Italy.
Mm.
I mean, Venice was phenomenal. In fact, I was going to go to Venice to propose.
Oh, okay.
My second wife. That's how much I love Venice. Venice was just like
Dang.
magical. And Florence was awesome.
For sure.
Rome. I mean, you could spit the gelato. I mean, you could.
Yeah, I mean, you could have a whole podcast.
You could
on
do a
your
whole
travels
podcast, and
your
then-
thoughts on
and then when I
We'll
Italy.
do that next time.
Yeah.
Then when I went to Paris was phenomenal too because
Uh-huh.
when I went at the time, I went with my father-in-law and my godmother
Uh-huh.
and my now ex-wife. She wasn't able to go for other reasons, so I was literally by myself because they would go to bed at like 4,
Of
Yeah.
course.
and then I'm by myself in Paris. So I'm
Oh,
just
wow.
so I'm running around with my headphones with like all this crazy music, and I'm going to the top of the Eiffel Tower and taking these boat
Nice.
rides. But
Oh,
There's
wow.
one
Sounds like
per-
fun.
trip in
does.
particular, I was on a mission. I went and found Jim Morrison's grave
Oh, nice.
at this crazy graveyard,
Really.
Yes.
and it was a pouring rain day,
Wow, love it.
and there was all the people go there. Like people go there. Like
Yeah.
it's like, kind of like we said with Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Like everybody's just desecrated. Anybody that's within 20 feet of his grave sucks because there's so much graffiti and roses and
Yeah.
all kind. I mean, it's bad. It's so bad that they have to have 2 guards there all the time,
Really. Jim Morrison's. Great.
all the time because it gets out of hand. So
Do they throw drugs on there too?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
like,
so I'm
where you go?
checking it out, right?
Yeah.
So I'm checking this out. It's pouring rain. The guards are there. I'm trying to stay out of the rain. There's this mausoleum that I'm
Yeah.
like under the shelter of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I look in the. They had this crazy door, and it had this hole at the top. So I look inside. The guards, like every day, they take all this stuff and they're just dumping it in this mausoleum,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like literally filling it up.
Yeah.
So I'm looking in there and I see this thing, and I'm, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Kids do not do this at home.
Yeah.
So I'm timing it because I'm watching the guards interact. I'm waiting for them to turn around so I can figure out how I can climb up through this window that's like 6 feet
No
high.
way.
So like I time this, dude. I'm up through that window in 2 seconds. I'm in this mausoleum. So now I'm like creeping myself out because I'm in this mausoleum with
Oh my
all this
God.
stuff.
Yeah.
But somebody had drawn this hand portrait of Jim Morrison,
Yeah.
and they wrote this crazy poem to the Lizard King. It was like over the top.
Yeah.
I have that at my house.
Wow.
So I grabbed that, threw it in my
That
jacket,
is
hopped back out, and I was
awesome.
out.
Hell yeah, I love that.
Because I'm like, I
story.
need some kind of
Yes.
memento to this like experience.
The French police like to know your location. Yeah. You just literally just confessed your crime.
Exactly. They've been
So-
looking for your Scotland
Yeah,
Yard.
yeah.
They're gonna
Here
get
comes
it.
Interpol.
Let's hope they're not.
Hey, where in the world is the gooch?
Yeah.
exactly.
Not Carmen San Diego.
Okay. Well, you're gonna answer that guy's question next time then.
No, that's it right now. So
Okay.
he wants to know about
Aaron Rodgers,
and the
future.
Packers.
Yeah.
Look, there's going to be all this back and forth between
Yeah.
the teams and posturing and whatever. At the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is not going to go anywhere.
Okay. Really.
I think they figure it out. You know, if they just have to
Man,
put
I
a
don't see it
muzzle,
that way.
if they have to put a muzzle
Yeah.
on that GM
Yeah.
or reassign him
Yeah.
somewhere else, they figure it out. I mean, at this point,
What do you think?
You know what?
You're gonna say
I think
you think he's Denver bound?
I just yeah, possibly. I mean, I just don't think he's playing for them. The damage is done. I mean, Brady didn't go back to Belichick, and Deshaun Watson is trying to get out of there, but those civil lawsuits, sexual assault cases are holding them back. And I just think Rodgers has too much ego for him to.
He does, but I think Rodgers is motivated by money.
Yeah, he is.
Pay
And
more.
if they show him the money, Money will fix things. In Rodgers' case, I think
Wait, so are you
money
telling
will
me
fix
that they're gonna throw a bunch of money at him and then he's just gonna like stay there for the next couple years and finish out his career? I mean, at best he plays this year and he's out. I mean, it makes it sound like
Yeah, I'm just saying for
Yeah.
this year. I'm only
Oh,
vouching for
yeah.
this year. I say this year he plays.
I mean, for Packer fans, I hope that he does come back. As a Niner fan, I hope that he goes to Denver and becomes your guys' problem. Or
Hey!
because,
listen.
like, yeah, I need the Packers out of the way.
Yeah.
I he gets it figured out for this year, and then I hope he leaves or retires or does Jeopardy or whatever he
Yeah,
wants to do.
yeah, for
Because-
sure.
As a Charger fan,
Yeah.
Yeah.
next offseason, my primary target is Devonta Adams.
Yes.
Please.
So
yeah,
I want
Devontae
that
Adams.
to not. I want
Yes.
that to be a one and done.
Yeah.
So Devonta's like, well,
Come
why
over
am I
here.
going to
Yeah.
stay here?
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
for
going to stay here
sure.
for Jordan Love.
Yeah,
I'm
he
going to
is-
go to Herbert.
Yeah.
He might be one of the most prized wide receivers,
Of all
100%.
time,
agents,
yeah.
and God knows how long.
Of all time, I'm
yeah,
pretty sure.
maybe of all
Of
time.
all
I'm
time.
trying to go back to all the
Think
wide
of a Jerry
receiver-
Rice. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I mean Jerry Rice
It
went
wasn't his waning
to
era.
yeah,
it
he
wasn't
was
his
the twilight
prime.
of his career.
This is Devontae Adams in his prime, dude.
Yeah,
up
you're
for
talking
grabs.
the
You
number
kidding me?
one wide
Yeah.
receiver. I mean, sort of like DeAndre Hopkins,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Where he was
It wasn't
number
even a
one
trade,
receiver.
though.
Yeah,
This is free
so-
agency. How many people are going to come for Devontae Adams? Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
All
well, that's how we're going to wrap up.
yeah,
Um,
for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome.
All right.
Go Padres.
Yes.